Thank you. My name is Mutabazi Levis Sabe. I'm a student in IT. Now we are going to present on the assignment given to us on creating database and tables in a Oracle database. So let's sign in, and now we are going to check to check our to enter in the SQL so that we can access and create some database. Now you have to first check the database that are inside our machine, and as you see we have the database called Sabe PDB1 and PDB which is the parent one, and we have to first drop one, of course, which is my name. Let us drop Sabe, and we have to alter pluggable database Sabe, then we close it immediately, and then as we see the data that is database is altered, then we have to drop it so that we can create another one, because if we have it and it is in my name, we can't use it. So we have to first drop it so that we can create it again. So we have to drop it with all its files so that we can't access it, we can't remain with its files. As we see, the database has been dropped now. So we have to first see if the database is clearly dropped. So as the result, the database is clearly dropped. So now we have to create a new database. So we create pluggable database. Let's call it Levis, and it's a user of admin, call it admin user called Levis. We give him password to define him. Let's use Levis 123. We terminate, then we enter. So we wait until as the database is being created. As the database has been created, we have to first check if it's really created. So the database created but mounted, so we have to open it so that we can access it and deal with the table creations and other entities. So okay, alter database. We can also select database, but now we choose to open all database that are mounted. So database has been altered, so we have to create sessions so that we can integrate with the database, and also make sure the database that we are working with. So the database called Levis, as we see, the session is set. Session is altered, which means is set. So we have to create a user in our database. Let's call him Sabe, and you have to give him or her credentials as password, so he will be identified by Levis 123. That is will be identification. Now we see the user is created, so we have to grant him access to make sure he can create, update, and delete records in the table or insert. Now we have granted him the access, so we have to exit. Now let's start up, see if the listeners are working. Let's start them up. Now you see we have an error, so we can the error. Let's first close them. So now the started. Now we have it has been started up. Now we have let's export the database so that we can remove, we can enter clearly in our database so that we can work in it. We have to use the Sabe SQL plus Sabe in the username and the password, even the database levies. So now we can now we have entered our database. Let's see the user using the show user command. Now the user is Sabe. Let's create table of farmers. We can give it the credentials like farmer ID, farmer name, even location. I think they will be enough. So you can also give it other fields as you need to, but let us give it those three: farmer ID, farmer name, and the location, farmer location. So we have the farmer ID. It has to be a number. So the if name can be very character, which can contain like 50 characters, even the farmer location. As you see, the table is created. We have let's describe the table of farmers. Now let's insert some records in the farmers. Let's insert the farmer ID number one, who's called him Sabe, then he will be in Nyagatare. So we are inserting values. So now we have to insert another record when we are inserting multiple records at once. But as we see now, sorry about the error. We have to correct it. So no need to worry. We can let us try to insert each record at once so that we can see if we can correct the mistakes. We are going to insert one record at once. As you see, our PC is not working. I think it is an error, but let's insert. As you see, the farmer name called Levis has been one row is created. It means we have inserted one record in the table of farmers. So let's try to insert another record in the table of farmers. So let's try to insert Karisa from Obulela as another record. As you see, the farmer Karisa has been inserted in the table. So let's select all from the table so that we can work, see the farmers in the table. Now we can exit. So we can exist so that we can create another table, another database. We use SQL command, SQL plus as SYS DBA. Let's create another database, call it Mutabazi. The admin user let's call him Mutabazi. Given he should be identified by, my second name is of course is Mutabazi. So he should be identified by password 123. As you see, our database has been created. So let's try to open to mount the database so that we can access it clearly. Now we have opened our database. We have entered in our database so that we can access and deal with it. So let us set sessions in our database. Set the container, set session, other session, set container. Tabazi. Let's create a user, call him Levis, and he should be identified by the call 123, and we should also grant our user DBA full control we should grant him all access in the database. To make sure that he can create, delete, insert, and record the information in the database. So let's work with the SQL. We have exit so that we can enter directly in our database so that we can deal with the information in it. So we use SQL plus. Now we have to SQL plus command, as we have seen earlier. We check our database is Levis, but our database is Mutawazi, but the user is Levis, as we see, and his credentials. So in the database they show users Levis here, and create the table. Now we have you entered the database. You can create table drivers. Let's try to put driver ID and driver car. So we have created our table. Now we have to insert rows in the table. We have to insert the rows in the table. Let's add now we are inserting the table. Sorry about the error. Let's try to insert in the table. Let's try to put insert rows single by single. Let's try each row, each record is single by single, not just inserting all of them, because as we see it is creating many errors. Now the driver Jonas has been inserted in the table. Let's try to insert one more driver in the table of drivers. Let's try to insert like Eve as the second record, of course, in the table of drivers. He drives Mitsubishi. What kind of car now? We have to select. Let's try select to see the records in our table. We have to select all from drivers, because the drivers we have to select all. Then driver name, which is, as you see, we have now accessed the we have two records in our table of drivers, which is with Jonas, who drives the Toyota, and Nife, who drives Mitsubishi. Now let's enter in our route so that we can create some templates, but we have to first show PDBs, the database we have. Now we have created two tables, one which is Mtabazi and another which is Levis. So you have to just to navigate through we are going to navigate through the databases. Now let's first navigate in the database. Now we have entered it. Now let's try. As you see, the account name is Mtabazi, the name of our database. Now let's try to enter another database called Levis. We have to set session set container, which is equal to the database name Levis. As we have now, the session is alerted. Then we have to now to show the code name, of course, the database name, so that we can clearly access it. Now, as we see, we were about to select it. We see we have entered. We've seen the database name now, and now we are just a silly mistake. We were trying to select the table from the tables name, but now we can't access it. Let's try to select the instance to see if we're in the root or the Oracle database, of course. Sorry about the mistake. Let's first set the container to code it CBD root, so that we can enter the root of our database. Now the session is alerted. Let's just select instance from instance name, but instance name with $instance. We terminate, but we have a mistake. Let me figure about the mistake. Okay, let me see now. Let me see. Okay, let's try to. We are not missing an instance in the dollar underscore name. Let's select instance underscore name from instance. Missing an identifier, so now instance. As you see, we are in Oracle. Then we exit. So we are going to create templates in using silent mode. So let's try to create all templates around, but First of all, we have to first understand what are templates, the importance of templates. Now there's three templates. Create templates of the database because we are in the root. We can just create the templates all at once. We use the dbc silent create template from db source, which is equal to source db, of course, which is, as we see, the instance name is Oracle, which is now, as our database are in the Oracle, we have to create the templates of each database in the template, in the Oracle, the ORCL. Now the template is, let's see, the template, the database is Sabe. Now we have an error, but now we see, we sorry for the mistake, but now we have created the database, the templates for all databases in our Oracle database. So yeah, it is loading. You have to be patient and wait. But by continuing, let's be the usefulness of the templates. Templates in Oracle are useful. How are they useful? Because they allow us to quickly create new database with the same configuration, memory, and storage. Like they help us in making a duplicate. They create the database with the same configuration, memory, and storage setting, which this also ensures or enhances or help us when, like, ensuring consistency of the database, or how we integrate with the database. It saves time because when you are going to create database from creating another database, it will take some time to finish them. But when you make a template, so you can quickly use it instead of not you instead of creating another one. So it also avoids manual mistakes. Yeah, you can also, when you want to create a database like the one you have created, it will, maybe we are people, we may make a mistake while creating it, but when you make a template of it, it may come as the first one has been, so there's no need of making mistakes. So I think that's all for today. Thank you. See you next in my another presentation. Thank you.